Welcome back to the Sports Scoop. The New York Jets have just won their first game of the 2021 NFL season in an overtime to deliver the Tennessee Titans. This is a relief, honestly. Remember, I saw a stat that in the month of September and October, we've gone 1-18 since 2019. And to get such a huge win against a potential playoff team is such an important game. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on. I'm so happy about this performance. Before we get into the video, I want to know if you want to like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. We have three other hosts, Kian, Charlie, who are both Giants fans, and Dylan, who's a Dolphins fan. As you can see here, I'm a Jets fan. Today, I'm going to be talking about the performance from start to finish, how it was a roller coaster of a game, honestly. I mean, let's start off with the first quarter. And really, it was kind of same old Jets, really, to start off the game. The Jets struggled to really kind of move the ball down the field. Tennessee's defense started off good against Zach Wilson, their offense, but our defense came to play the whole game. Let me give a shout out to them. 7 total sacks during the game. I think they pressured Tannehill like over 20 times during the entire game. What an impressive performance from the defense. And they really were the reason why we stayed in the game in the first half. They bent it, but they didn't break. They didn't allow a touchdown until the fourth quarter. And Saleh, they had him going after Tennessee, and Tannehill was struggling, especially with a receiving corps significantly depleted without A.J. Brown or Julio Jones. And obviously, they had to give the ball to Henry, which did work, but the passing game was obviously limited. And our corners really, especially Bryce Hall, had spectacular performances against the Tennessee wide receiving group. And it's probably the main testament to why we won this game, because in the first half, the Jets really did struggle on the offensive side of the ball. Not as much as previous games, but they played very well. Tannehill had his stats look good. He wasn't bad necessarily, but he had no time to throw, and the Jets just went after him on every drop back and forced them to give the ball to Henry 33 times. Obviously had a very good game, but what a performance from the Jets defense. We saw, again, the receiving core wasn't very active. Their best guy, kind of the most dangerous guy, surprisingly, receiving core is the top guy, Jeremy McNichols. Obviously, it was very frustrating starts of the game on the 3rd and 21, that huge gain. Chester Rogers, Josh Reynolds, they had solid games, but overall, it was a very good performance from the secondary in the first half. John Franklin Myers got after them. Bryce Hall was really in the secondary. C.J. Mosley in the linebacking group. It was a spectacular performance on the defensive side of the ball. In the first half, it was the offense kind of wasn't great until late in the second half, where Zach Wilson led his first touchdown drive, getting kind of moving the ball downfield, ended up with a touchdown for Michael Carter on the running game. I was just thinking at that point, we're only down 9-0. We have a chance to get back in the game. If we're gonna get a touchdown, I don't care how we get a touchdown, just get a touchdown. Michael Carter had a solid game, obviously only 13 for 38, which doesn't really exemplify the full story, but he was very active also in kind of other facets, also kind of blocking. I thought he was very solid, and he did run the ball, and obviously the touchdown is probably the main reason. I thought he played better than the stats really show that he did. And then the receiving core really kind of came up clutch in a few huge moments. Getting Jameson Crowder kind of back, getting him in the lineup now most of the time was such a huge addition. He's such a great weapon for a quarterback, especially as a number 2 option, number 3 option. I think he was probably the number 1 option. Zach Wilson often looked for him in the slot, and he was open there. Corey Davis with a couple of huge plays, including the great touchdown pass that we will get to in a minute. Keelan Cole had a couple of big receptions. All 3 of those guys that we kind of Jameson isn't new, but he didn't really play too much. But Corey Davis and Keelan Cole came in, did the job, and they were so vital to this win, and they played very well. And the first half, again, it was more of a defensive showing. The Jets defense did a great job getting pressure, and then we go into the second half, where again, the Jets seem to move the ball downfield a lot better. They get a lot more. First downs, a lot more yards. Titans dominated time possession. They had some plays. I remember at one point the Titans had ran 81 plays, and the Jets only had ran 48 plays, and that obviously changed. The Jets did get more touches, but the Titans were kind of controlling time possession, which obviously makes the Jets score a bit like kind of more underwhelming to how good that offense played in the second half. Zach Wilson had an amazing second half. He obviously started off the game not too well, 2 for 7 for an interception, but since then he played lights out. He was kind of like moving the ball to different receivers, throwing the ball deep. He was a lot more comfortable. And I said, again, the silver lining after the Denver humiliation, the shutout, I said the silver lining is we're playing a defense that isn't nearly as good as the first 3 defenses, all, in my opinion, top 10 elite defenses. We're playing a much worse defense in Tennessee, and Zach Wilson was able to not necessarily feast, but play very, very well. It was easily his best game of the season, especially in that second half where he wasn't being too aggressive, but he was using kind of not the short game, but the mid-range games to develop 3 deep play and get to that Corey Davis touchdown in the fourth quarter, the biggest play of the game. It was coming off of it was 17-17. So I'm kind of skipping ahead. I just wanted to talk about this play. It shows really why Wilson was the second overall pick. He rolls out deep. He literally has a man in front of him. He's kind of trying to Corey Davis to, okay, move away, move this way. And he just launches it. And the coverage isn't bad necessarily. It's not like he's got like a few steps on him. There's like 1 step on him. He's like a bit ahead of him. Zach Wilson is like a perfect ball. Corey Davis with a big catch at 111 yards. Obviously, you can see here that was the play that made me kind of think, wow, this is special. And honestly, this kid, Zach Wilson, really is special. Like, obviously, he obviously has had his ups and downs during the season. I think he still is the league leader in interceptions. But this really shows, again, he's the second overall pick. He's not everyone who's calling him a bust after 3 games. You have to listen to the context. And obviously playing top 10 defenses, having limited weapons. His team was a lot more healthy. His offense was a lot more healthy this game. He was protected well. He only had like 1 sack. And the interception, really, you can't really blame him too much. I mean, obviously, it's not a great read, but remember, Corey Davis does slip on that route that he's looking for him. I love how he kind of, again, tried to not get it to other weapons, not named Corey Davis, like a Keelan Cole, like a Jameson Crowder. He had a couple of receptions to Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson as well. It was a great game from Zach Wilson. I was so impressed with his performance and the mid-range game. He made one of the things, though, that kind of the most impressed me with Zach Wilson and the Jets in general in the second half was our 3rd down play. On 3rd down, we were finally able to convert. We were always found ourselves in like 3rd and so long that we couldn't get anything. And when we were in a good 3rd down position, we never were able to capitalize. Against Tennessee, we were able to capitalize a lot more. We got a couple of huge 3rd downs, especially in overtime. That deep ball to Keelan Cole on a 3rd and 1, I believe. And that was the play that kind of won us the game. There were a couple of times where we did almost blow it. There were times like obviously being at the 1 yard line on 3rd down, didn't like the play call. Obviously, we had a couple that last drive that Wilson missing that throw to Corey Davis. There were a couple of times, but when you look at this game, even though we made a few miscues, we deserve to beat Tennessee. Obviously, Tennessee were a bit shorthanded. I think we are a bit shorthanded, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think we deserve to win this game. We played exceptionally well, easily our best game of the season. And what I loved about this game is really that it was kind of a complete performance. It wasn't a game where either the offense played really well and the defense played really poor, or the defense played really well and the offense played very poor, which was most the case. Both sides of the ball, albeit at different times, came to play. And this was kind of the first game really where I thought, okay, Zach Wilson has the ball. I'm a lot more comfortable now with really scoring than I was in previous games or in previous seasons where we didn't have Zach Wilson. The team looked like not an elite offense, but they looked like a much more competent offense. And that's what happens when you don't play a top 10 defense every week. And we're going to have to play a few more top 10 defenses. But this is really what I wanted to see. Zach Wilson progressing, making some big plays to different receivers. The defense really coming to play. John Franklin Myers, CJ Mosley, Bryce Hall, Michael Carter II, they all came to play, played very, very well overall today. And that's it. That's what I have to say. I think it was an amazing performance, easily our best game of the season. Obviously, you're still probably going to be one of the worst in the bottom half of the league, so this hurts draft stock. I don't care about draft stock. I want to see progression from this young team, the youngest team in the NFL. And that's what we saw today. And I think that's the most important thing. I'm sorry I rambled on for a bit. That is it for the video. Tell me what you thought of the game. Tell me what you thought of other games. Tell me what you want to see, what type of NFL content. I read all the comments. I'd love to hear that. Make sure to remember, we have 3 other hosts, Key and Charlie and Dylan. They will all be posting videos if you follow predictions, we will have that out most likely on Monday. That will be coming very soon. We're going to record that soon. And this was just more of a quick video kind of to get my thoughts out on the game. I was obviously very biased, very emotional, lost my voice there a couple times. I was so excited, but that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.